clock that counts down to 7:15 after that runs out.
10:15.
Yeah, and stop it before it expires. Yeah.
Yep.
No time between quarters?
No, not between quarters. Half time is 25.
25 half time.
Yep.
Sean is emceeing a nonprofit.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I remember that. I remember he said that.
It's pretty fun.
He thought it was the 27th and everything. I said, our last name's the 20th. Yeah, I remember that. That was from last week.
Should I get this?
I love it. When I'm a grandmother, I would do the exact same.
I mean, usually they're down here, which is weird.
And then we'll play. Yeah, their music. So that's ready for right there, and so we just have to hit play. When they're actually in the tunnel. I would say when they're walking, like when they get to the track. When they get to the track. Yeah. Very good. Me to hit it. Is it queued up? It should be queued up. Is it on there?
It looks like it's playing about.
Yeah, so it's this thing here. I think he got it right where it's supposed to be. So he told us all we had to do is hit play. So we will hope again. We'll hope that that's right.
Once when they hit the track.
I think he said when they were coming out and they started to cross the track, go ahead and hit play. And all the little voiceover as they start to come through. But I think it's good.
How are you?
I'm good. Nice to see you again.
Good to see y'all.
Let you drop balls.
Ladies and gentlemen, the St. Andrews Middle School Band.
You say middle school, man?
That's what they said. Middle school band, lower school, middle school, and then upper school. It's fun to see everybody out tonight.
Yeah, it's one of their
That's great.
I was talking to Matt about that earlier. Last year it was like one from the home and they had to mom and some more for school.
Yeah, as you can see, there's Madeline is right there in that white t-shirt. Next to her courthouse folder.
Oh, I knew you there.
Yeah. That was very nice of her.
That's nice.
Where?
Big flying V.
Yeah, I hope that works.
I think this is more than we've had the last 2 weeks combined.
Alright, here they come. When do you want me to hit play? Tell me when.
Oh, the blankets are the same color as us?
Sorry.
I mean, they're the same colors.
Yeah, same color scheme.
They also have pink socks.
Get ready to fear the deer.
How are we supposed to do it?
Super loud.
Yeah, it's loud. We're not there than this is here. If you can try and turn up the access. There we go. Let's hear it for your varsity St. Andrews Highlanders football squad. The Highlanders are 4-4 on the season, coached by Edward Cantrell, Drew Brummer, Mike Fallon, Drew Hodgson, DJ Johnson, Justin Jones, Jason Kruger, Jordan Malloy, Brandon Washington, Damian White, and Anthony Williams. Your trainers are Abby Elliott and Michael Giacopazzi. The officials for tonight's game are from the Austin Football Officials Association, a chapter of the Texas Association of Sports Officials. Let's welcome Byron Grumman, Colin Marshaw, Edward Tibbs Sr., Thomas Malone, Arturo Morales, and Jacques Richardson. Thank you to everybody for going ahead and clearing the field, as we'll begin shortly. Thank you. All right. Oh yeah, cut the music. We'll get that out of your way. Okay, so let's do this. We're almost at the real thing.
Tomorrow. It's a rabbit. Kind of rabbit house. Rabbit mascot.
Oh,
there's one. Yeah.
It was nice.
On this, we'd have to get somebody. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. I'll see if we can. Yeah, that's good. Thank you.
I suppose it's something like
I don't know that we do. It's always the.
yeah, he's a box-headed. He has a couple reaches of like the 90. This one, the other one was just
At this time, we would request that all senior parents and all senior football players make their way to the concession stand, please. And again, let's make sure that we are clearing the field, please, to get ready for our next event. All senior players and all senior players' parents, please make your way to the concession stand. Thank you. Hey, Noel. Noel. I think that's better.
this class runs out about the 7th.
Oh, so we're supposed to start at 7:15. Okay.
They want to make sure that the same is.
Right. I was wondering about halftime too. Don't the ring ceremony?
Can you guys announce there's a lost child, Poppy, age 3, on the looking for her mom? Poppy,
Poppy is the parent of the child.
the child.
Oh.
Highlander Nation, if we could have your attention, please. We do have a lost child looking for her mother. The child's name is Poppy,
Age 3.
age 3.
Yes, she's on the field with her.
She's on the field with Mother Whitney. Poppy, age 3. If you are her parent, would you please make your way to Mother Whitney on the
20-yard
field?
line. 20-yard line on the track.
They're at the 20-yard line on the track. Okay, I've got that.
All right.
All right.
I'm taking the flowers down.
Oh, is it that kid being held by that?
Yes.
Is he crying?
Yeah.
The she.
I'll do this.
I got this. I know that.
Also, one final announcement, please. Go ahead, unless you are part of this evening's activities or you're on the team, let's go ahead and clear the track, please. If you're not part of these activities, go ahead and take your seat in the stands. It's very much appreciated.
this guy's singing the national anthem, isn't he?
No, there's actually a live group.
Yeah.
So we're good on that.
Yeah, I'm saying he's part of that group.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Yes, if I was trying to go to business.
You may need to make another announcement, she said.
Okay.
Like in between all the
Gotcha.
festivities when it settles down a little bit.
Sounds good.
Thank
Ladies
you.
and gentlemen, again, Poppy, age 3, is missing her parent. She's down on the track at the 20-yard line with Mother Whitney. If you are missing your child, Poppy, age 3, please make your way down to the track with Mother Whitney. Thank you. What a night.
If you're missing your 3-year-old child,
Yeah.
I think I know my 3-year-old child was missing.
All right.
Why they didn't sprint? Who knows?
At least, I would say at least you're, if they're going to be taking care of her regardless.
They got her. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Hiring Nation. We have been reunited. We appreciate your help.
We can actually follow them until it looks like we're stuck in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
People are used to that.
Oh, I see.
When they grow up.
He started saying no, but I was like, I don't really know what's his name.
I'll be glad when we get to the game. Holy moly. A lot going on.
Lost kids,
Lots
pregnant
of kids.
husbands.
I'm hugging you. Don't give me the opportunity to say. No, Rachel was just talking to me how she's brought up her TV, and she told me she was saying the same thing. She started to go no and nine, so two different words right now. We couldn't agree. There's a lot of seniors. All those girls.
My comment last year.
Oh, so it's on YouTube. Where is it? That's cool.
Yeah, gotcha. We good to go. Highlander Nation, good evening. Highlander Nation, good evening. As we said, tonight is a very special night as a part of homecoming. We would like to take a moment to recognize our seniors on this year's football and cheer team from the graduating class of 2024. We are incredibly proud of the accomplishments of these athletes and students, and we are grateful for all of their contributions to the program. In fact, we asked for feedback from players, coaches, teammates, and friends to help us honor our seniors. If you would please turn your attention to the track where our seniors will be standing with their parents, loved ones, and other important people in their life. First up, our manager, Jay Carter. Jay's friends and teammates say she is always supportive of the team and has traveled to some of the away games to help out and support. She is always there for the squad. She is, quote, the best manager ever. Jay is always willing to help out at any time for the team. We will miss her next year and hope she has a great time in college. Thank you, Jay. Next up is senior Max Flint. From his coaches and fellow players, Max is a tough, big player who tries to hit as hard as he can every single time on every single play. Max will be a major loss for our team, He is a great role model and we wish him the best. Coach says he has been one of the leaders of the defense and the team as a whole. His talents have been on display throughout the entire season. Leadership and skill set will be missed by the coaches along with his goofy personality. Thank you, Max Flint. Next up, senior Owen Gabb. Coaches say that Owen is fast and shifty, which makes him hard to play against, and he is an overall outstanding football player. Not only is he good at his job on the field, but also a funny guy who will be greatly missed by his teammates. He has been one of the leaders of the defense this year and a constant contributor. His talent on the field and his willingness to play different positions whenever we needed him to has made him a joy to coach. His game against St. Joseph's was nothing short of dominance and a major reason we won. Thank you, Owen. Next up, senior quarterback Sam Marsh. Sam's teammate and coaches say that he is the quarterback you can rely on to make the big play. He's got legs and he can get a drive going with that big rushing play. He is always happy and fun to be around. Coach says it's been inspiring to watch Sam's growth and maturation over the years. In this game as a quarterback, you've got to be level-headed, calm under pressure, and Sam defines that. He will leave a lasting impact on our program. We're proud of you, Sam, and we'll miss your leadership dearly. Hand for Sam Marsh. Next up, senior Brooks Nelson. Brooks has been a tough competitor all year, battling injuries and illness, but always wanting to make his way into the starting lineup. He is a good role model on and off the field who will be missed. From the minute Brooks arrived on campus, the name of his game has been adaptability. He's displayed toughness over his 4 years playing through injuries, no matter how they have lingered. He has performed with a first-team adaptable spirit, and his competitiveness is infectious. Thank you, Brooks, and best wishes. Next up, number 56, senior Tad O'Brien. Believe it or not, this is Tad's first year to play football. He has been doing everything great as he has been learning the game and has made some big plays and significant contributions. A solid member of our program. As a newcomer to the team and also a rookie, he has been without question the best surprise of the season. In a short time, he has branded himself as a player who simply will not be outworked. He will accept any assignment coaches give him with a smile. As one of our most productive players, congratulations to you, Tad. Next up, senior Homero Rangel. We all know about Homer's leg. He has a great leg and he's something that we can always rely on to make the PAT or the long field goal. I think he's one of the best punters in the league. He has had a complete approach to being a kicker, coming to practice every day and working on his craft. He has also taken the responsibility of being a mentor to our freshman kicker. His excitement for all things special teams will make him surely missed. Congratulations, Homero.
Number 51, Ryder Runkle. Ryder is the young man on this team who instantly makes friends with everybody, but he has great technique on the O-line and is there to help mentor the junior varsity players. He is a big energy and a big game. He's known for his work ethic, his tenacity, and his savvy as a football technician. He has proven through the gift of hard work, grit, and steadfast belief in himself that he can become a critical component to this team's depth. Congratulations, Ryder. And your starting center, senior Gus Stratton. What can you say about Gus? We can always count on him to do his job and has been such an important member of the program this year. The team simply will not be the same without him. He's a great leader, a funny guy, and is looked up to by everyone on the team and in the program. And if you saw him performing earlier tonight, you know he plays a mean violin. He embodies the values of our coaching staff, and he has worked hard to instill that in all of our players. As a natural leader, he has rightly earned the respect and admiration of his peers. Thank you, Gus. And now we'd like to welcome our one senior cheerleader, Kamira Maxwell.
Senior cheerleader.
Kamira embodies the values of the St. Andrews Cheer Squad and welcoming to everyone as we began the year this year. She is an understanding cheer captain who expects the very, very best, and outside of cheer has made an effort to connect with the rest of the members of the squad. She is hardworking and continuously taking on new challenges. She has been a driving force on the team every single year. Funny, compassionate, patient, and a natural leader. We love her and will miss her. Congratulations, Kamira. And let's give one more big round of applause for our graduating seniors.
Wonderful. Oh, man. I told my wife I got off on my time, so I got here to work earlier than I even needed to. And then I was just like sitting here the whole time, so I was holy moly, I feel like. Yeah, so I haven't found that kid. When I worked retail, the first day I was on the job, Barnes & Noble, those big Barnes & Noble. The first day on the job, my mom came up to me just devastated. She lost her kid. No one had trained me. I didn't know, like what to do. So, gee whiz. Okay.
This one, I don't know where. No. What? Been there for a while. I mean, it's just Gatorade.
Did we ever get a lineup for the other team?
No,
Not. I mean, we can see.
The first couple weeks it was full, and that means slowly.
Yeah, I know. They just haven't. They haven't.
Yeah. But This last long man, next week, next year, Sean corrected. And after that was visiting the team.
For the Crusaders, gotcha. Got it. Yep. Sounds good.
Yeah, something that happened. It's just either or not, which came by the end.
Doesn't bother me.
I know.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more quick announcement. If you are interested in volunteering this evening to help work the chains, please head down to the track and look for Jennifer Stratton. Again, if you are willing to help volunteer this evening to work the chains, please head down to the track and look for Jennifer Stratton. We greatly appreciate your help. Thank you.
You know, I've never done that. I feel like I would totally watch that.
It was.
It's pretty easy.
Getting ready for our coin toss here this evening. Captains for the Highlanders include number 11, Brooks Nelson, number 18, Sam Marsh, number 51, Ryder Rumpel, and number 62, Gus Stratton. Football buddies are Cannon, Rose, and Lake. Highlander Nation, as we approach kickoff, we'd ask you to direct your attention to the south end zone near the scoreboard for the American flag. The national anthem this evening will be performed by the St. Andrews Select Choir. Please stand and remove your text.
And with that, we welcome you to Beck Stadium here for homecoming night for the St. Andrews Highlanders. We welcome you again. 4-4 teams battling it out here tonight. The Highlanders losing their last two games by a combined score of 100-23. Look to get back on the winning path. Their last game at home tonight facing the Austin Crusaders, also 4-4, losing their last game as well, so they're looking to notch their 5th win of the season. And again, homecoming night, standing room only in the stands. It is packed house. Tyler also is on the call with you. Matt Gilbert, my color commentator, is making his way up to the booth after being part of the St. Andrews select team that was singing the national anthem. Again, standing room only. We had our presentation for the seniors. Ahead we had Gus Stratton and Max Flint bringing the flags out. We had a fun run for the lower schools and middle schools. We have had a plethora of events this evening, and it has finally cooled down. We had some sun and had some low 90s, mid 90s throughout the day, and it has finally turned to night, and we are ready for some football. Homero Rangel, a senior, is going to get us started off here.
Islander Nation, it's time to hear some cowbell.
And I have a feeling you're going to hear a lot more cowbell tonight. Again, packed house. Students standing to our right. It was ACL the last couple weeks, and they have certainly showed out tonight. Rangel's kick is fielded at the 1. And trying that right side and trying to turn the corner. And down at the 30. And with that, we will welcome in Max. Tremendous singing voice. Now we'll see how your speaking voice is after that.
Yeah, that was a fun time on the field singing the national anthem with the choir, but now I'm here for the rest of the game to see some Highlander football. Obviously, as you probably said, it's senior night, so a big night here, as well as homecoming, so packed house with all the students, everything. Yeah, on that kickoff, pretty good coverage there for the Highlanders, able to get down there and take them down, but still not bad starting field position for the Crusaders.
This is, again, very high energy. Beck Stadium we're treated to tonight. Crusaders will start on offense. And first pass fired out right. That is Joey Pemberton.
Number 1 on the pass falls incomplete to the right side.
One of the harder passes to make as a quarterback, one that's far away towards the sideline. Even harder when you're going opposite side of the field, when you're going from the right hash mark to the left sideline, but they're still really hard pass to make. Just off the mark, ends up out of bounds and incomplete.
Especially when your receiver's going out that way. It's always, usually those are the ones you see the pick sixes on too. Those are kind of dangerous. Again, we have the Crusaders in their kind of silver and blue, and we have the Highlanders in their light blues. Another blue on blue matchup. We had that last week as well. As snap is taken, pitch, now cutting it inside. And down just before the marker. I think they're going to stop him about a yard short.
Expect a high dose of that while the Crusaders are on the have possession arrow. The running back is one of their key pieces of their offense and consistently gets double-digit carries every game. Be interesting to see how the pretty good defensive line for the Highlanders this season will react to that today, because we had a major passing offense last year in Trinity Valley, last week, and this week we have more of a running offense first.
And quarterback under duress now fires it out right, pass completed, and good for the first down.
By number 11, Brooks Nelson, with the Crusaders quarterback.
Again, this is a Crusader team that's coming in 2-3 in away games and also putting up nearly 30 points a game. They did lose their last game against Savio, which came to Beck Stadium just a couple weeks ago. Crusaders losing that one 46-6. St. Andrews losing that one, I believe it was 42-17. So both these teams as their one common opponent this year. Play clock at 7. There's the snap and the pitch on the jet sweep. And good containment there, not letting him get the edge.
That was number 13, Adrian Paradoza, able to meet the jet sweep jet sweep wide receiver, almost immediately at the line, so only a short gain there, able to drag him out of bounds for only a gain of 2.
Second and 8 here, opening minute of this first quarter. We appreciate you spending your Friday evening with us here. Again, it is almost November, but we still have temps in the mid to upper 80s, and hopefully seeing that cool down as we go on here. Again, we had some issues with cramps earlier in the year, so hopefully we don't have any of that in the second half. Quick pass out to the right, and nearly contained, but able to pick up a few yards as the receiver.
A little bubble screen for the Crusaders.
Smart moves there by the wide receiver. The pass was a bit high, kind of floated on the quarterback a little bit, which gave the Highlanders time to get off the blocks, head for the intended receiver. He's just able to evade most of their tackles and get a solid gain to make this a third and manageable.
Yeah, that's what we've talked about a lot, that third down defense. It's also been the Highlanders' kind of kryptonite on offense. That's been just so detrimental is getting in third and long situations. We'll see what they do here, trying to pitch out to the left. Makes one man miss and tackled from behind. I think he's going to be about a yard short.
There was senior number 0, Max Flint, there on the tackle there. Number 20, Mateo Salinas, was also there to help out. It's 4th down and short, and it looks like the Crusaders are going to huddle. It's unclear whether they're going to line up in punt formation yet.
I was going to say, we don't really have a line change, really, a punt formation coming in, because there's not too many players for Austin Crusaders. So we'll see what they do. Gotta hurry, though, under 5 seconds on the play clock. And just get the snap off. No, they don't. They're going to say false start. Some movement early on, trying to beat the play clock.
Looked like the Crusaders are just trying to get their correct play call in on this early 4th down, crucial down. Just not able to get there. Just not able to get it set fully, and there's a false start there on the Crusaders, which most likely will cause the punt.
And instead of getting the 5 yards for delay a game, they get 5 yards for a false start. So, yeah, like you said, I would assume, at least I would call a punt in this situation. You had 4th and short, now you have 4th and long. But the thing with having a smaller team, you gotta expect that like all the players can do multiple jobs. That's what you're kind of forced into. But here it looks like they're gonna run a play, spread offense, defensive line gets through. Quarterback makes a break for it and is wrestled down. He's going to be close, but I don't think he got there.
It's definitely going to be close. They're going to move the chains forward. Good play there by the quarterback. The defensive line almost immediately in the backfield trying to take him down. Just evades the pocket and finds just enough to get past the 1st down marker.
Yeah, he saw everyone coming straight up the middle, no one containing the edge, and he was just to use his speed as we are treated to by the middle school band. If you hear them in the background, that is the middle school band playing to our left side. So we've got bands, we've got cowbells, we've got fans, more than we can fit in the stands. As now under pressure and incomplete.
Terrific pressure by the Highlanders. Number 1, Will May.
Pressure got there for the Highlanders. Forces the quarterback to throw to an unopened receiver. Good coverage also on the back end there. Almost every single receiver had basically no room for the in order to give a passing lane over the quarterback. Means that we just have an incomplete pass.
And I think that's what we're seeing here is a long sustained drive. Play clock again winding down inside 5 now. Still trying to get up to the line. Clock is at 0.
Not really sure why. There's the call.
There we go. Play clock at -6 there.
Yeah, definitely a delay of game call. The zeros were definitely on the clock for quite a while, and you could probably hear in the background multiple coaches, multiple people up here all saw it. The referees, I think, were the only people that didn't see it.
Yep. They just need some help sometimes. 2nd and 15 now. Pretty long opening drive for the Crusaders. 8:38 to go in this first quarter. Highlanders still have not had the ball yet. Under pressure again, sidearms it, and that one had some speed on it.
Again, some pressure there by the defensive line, forces a bit of a little bit of an inaccurate throw, ends up high of the intended receiver. But yeah, as you said, this is a pretty long opening drive for the Crusaders. 12-minute quarters, we're down to 8:30, which means about 3 minutes. 3:30 has gone by in the clock without a change in possession. We're only at the 50. It could be part of the game plan for the Crusaders, trying to keep the ball out of the Highlanders' hands, control the time of possession, and try and get more opportunities for them to score than the Highlanders, but we'll see.
Nearly intercepted. Paradoza the second getting hands on it, but again, what we're seeing all night is defensive line getting through like maybe a second and a half, 2 seconds in, so that's tremendous for this defensive side of the Highlanders. 4th down again, and it looks like we will have a punt here. 4th and 15. They're not going to try anything offensively. We have McDaniel, and I believe that is Key out there. Here is the punt. Good punt. And takes a Highlander bounce, and McDaniel, I believe, touched it, made a motion to pick it up. And I think they're going to say Crusader ball.
They do. Not what you're looking for if you're the Highlanders. The punt was away from any sort of returner. Should have just left it alone. Instead, Jaquise McDaniel decides that he wants to try and grab it. Ends up touching but not picking up, and the Crusader coverage men were there to jump on that ball, which means that the Crusaders get second life, 1st down and 10. Now the Highlander approximately, it looks like 20, yeah.
So that is about positive 30 yards there that you handed to the Crusaders, who now fire it out. And there's Paradoza the second, finally gets 2 hands on it, and he is off at the 50, the 30, the 20, the 10, and he will score.
Big response there from the Highlander defense. Takes advantage of the opportunity, I guess, and it looked like it was a tip ball at the line. Again, the defensive line gets involved. Adrian Paradoza this time puts 2 hands on the ball and takes it all the way back for a Highlander touchdown.
78 yards. So it looked to be a disaster after the punt play. Now is 6-0 for the Highlanders. Again, Rangel, the senior, taking the point after duties. 8:01 to go. And again, trying to add on the extra point, and it is blocked straight up the middle. Ball's still loose, and it'll just be falling on, so 6-0 is going to be our score. And
so far, quite a back and forth game so far. You had the defense of the Highlanders come up with a stop, followed by a bubble fumble, followed by an INT for a touchdown, followed by a blocked extra point. Back and forth now.
And again, we're still not going to see the Highlander offense here, as we'll kick back to the Crusaders. So the Crusaders have had the ball for nearly 4 minutes now in this first quarter. And like you said, trying to get the time of possession and it well in hand. You can't really do that if the defense scores.
Lori McMullen, you may have separated with a credit card this evening. If so, please come to the press box to claim it. Lori McMullen, if you could come to the press box.
So again, it is homecoming night, so we expect a lot of fireworks, a lot of energy on the field, and saw it right there coming to the sidelines too. A lot of smiling Highlanders. As Crusaders will get drive number 2 going.
Rangel, the senior, will be the one kicking off. 2 returners back for the Crusaders.
Number 5, Homer Rangel on the kick.
Kick is deep and taken at the 5. Again, trying the right side now, cutting up the middle and taking down much better coverage down at the 21-yard line.
Yeah. Good kick. Able to get it deep to the return man, and the coverage team there faster to take down the returner. Crusaders get 1st and 10 in the 20, looking to respond to quite a weird opening. I guess you would call it 2 drives. You had the really long drive that took maybe about 3:45 off the clock, then punting, and then ending up getting it back off the muff punt. And then first play off of that drive, you get the return for a touchdown. So looking to respond to, I don't know if you would say it's a bad couple of drives, but certainly not what you're looking for.
It's also, like you said, they took a lot of time off. They only went about 20 yards in total. The pass here, incomplete. Receiver going across the middle.
Quarterback number 1 for the Crusaders. Will bring up 2nd and 10.
And Owen Gabb there on the hit. I like to see them going back to the running game a little bit more here. That was really successful for them in that first couple of drives, able to get some up the middle. Instead of going more east and west, trying to go more north and south. Man goes in motion, and they hand it to him on the jet sweep. Trying to contain the side, and loses the football. We'll see who has it. I think it's going to stick with the Crusaders, but
it will.
Good containment.
Yeah, good containment by a lot of different Highlanders in there. You had one that got the first contact, then you had a trolley of players come from the line ready to get in there. So good overall defensive play for the Highlanders, puts the Crusaders in 3rd down and very long. Crusaders will most likely just either go to the run or go to a short pass just to kind of give them a little more space on the projected punt, since being now only on their 10 and 3rd down long.
Play clock winding down. They get it off here. Quick pass out of the hands of the receiver, and a bit of a tip drill there for the secondary. Now at the 7-minute mark, and again, their passing offense hasn't really seemed the most stable. And it's been a lot of east and west runs when they have had the ball, so brings up a long 4th down, 4th and 21 after this 3 and out here. Punter about 3 yards in his end zone, takes the kick and boots it away. Key's going to take this one at about midfield. Trying left side. And still on his feet. And down at about the 37-yard line.
Took a couple of Crusaders with him, able to not really make, it was not a bad return, getting about 10 to 15 yards. First down for the Highlanders in positive territory.
This is the Highlanders' first offensive series, leading 6-0. All right, let's play some offense.
Yeah, like it was announced in the stadium. 6:44 left, and you have your first offensive drive, and you're up 6-0. Not a common occurrence. We'll see what senior Sam Marsh can do. Also, senior center Gus Stratton on the ball now. 1st and 10 from the 39. Marsh looking left, fires left, over the middle. He's got a man. Into the end zone and touchdown.
Grayson Armstrong gets open for Sam Marsh. had a defender in front of him and one behind, just able to run straight by both of them into the end zone.
Perfect timing too on that. Right in between defenders, and Armstrong turns on the Jets for the touchdown. One play on offense, that's all you need. You don't need any more offensive plays than that. This defense is really going to get its work out, though, in this first quarter.
And they will now take a 2-possession lead.
Now going to keep the offense on the field, though, go for 2.
For the 2-point conversion.
And the handoff up the middle, and May walks into the end zone untouched.
With the handoff to Will May.
14-0 our score. We're going to take a quick break and have the Crusaders have their fourth drive actually. And we'll come back to Beck Stadium after this. Stay tuned.
To a 14-0 lead.
Back here on homecoming night, 6:35 to go. Highlanders up 14-0 here. Just having one drive and one play on offense, getting them this 2-score lead. The other one on a pick 6 if you're just joining us.
Number 11 and number 10, that is.
Again, this is a Highlander team that came in scoring 23 points total their last 2 games. We're not even halfway through the first quarter, and they've got over half that right now. Crusaders looking at a big hole here. Need to dig out of it here fast. They have the offense on the field. Now just need to convert as Rangel's kick a bit shorter this time and towards the right side, and just kind of dies there at the 18-yard line. And a stiff arm, and now bowling over a defender. He's got some room. He's at midfield, runs into his own man, and now finally taken down at the 42. There is a flag on the near side.
2 big stiff arms from the returner. One was where you kind of had a given up. It looked like a given up tackle where they were kind of like, where the return team was just kind of like, he's going to end up down at some point, so I'm not even really going to try, and just stiff arm straight through that. And then another one further on the field, but there is a flag down, which it looks like is against the Crusaders, which will bring them back.
I will say the second one, there was a little bit more effort there, but just a lot more tenacity on the run there. Just trying to bowl over the defense and impose his will, and again, that penalty coming way back, and we have
another
a flag.
one.
But that was thrown about 40 feet in the air. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the offense, so impressive height on the flag throw, I will say.
Yeah, quite the throw. It definitely got up about 10 to 20 feet.
It must have, I think the higher the throw, the more explicit perhaps the content that was said to the ref or in the official range.
The change should be back, it should be first and 25.
We think it should end up at 1st and 25, starting from the Crusader 12.
We're trying to help out the offense, or help out the officials.
It looks like we're actually going to have 1st down and 10, it looks like.
Yep, so it was 1st and 10 back on the official spot, and then they had a dead ball foul, push it back another 15, but instead we're going to have 1st and 10 according to the sticks, 1st and 25 according to the scoreboard, so we will just update you with whatever is on the field. As the pitch out here, bobbled, picked up by the Crusaders, and stopped for no gain.
Option to the right side by the Crusaders. Highlanders in on that play to stop it for no gain. Number 74, Henry Long, clogging up that lane and making.
So far, been a difficult start to the game for the Crusaders, just trying to work their way into this game, and it's just been unfortunate move unfortunate move. Sorry, and they'll look to just try and get something going on this play, and it looks like we have a referee called timeout quickly. We call official timeout, question mark?
Yep, I'm not sure. We had the side judge here talking to the Highlander staff. And now, I guess we're going to resume play here. 5:32 to go.
Looks like we're back to football, 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 upcoming here from the 12-yard line. Quarterback drops back to pass, fires over the middle, caught right in front of the official and close to the first down.
Number 23 on a slant. That was a bullet from the Crusaders quarterback.
That's the first successful pass I think we've seen tonight from the Crusaders again. A lot of heat on that one and able to be caught. And near the first down, they're going to say 3rd and 1 there.
And being honest, a pretty accurate pass as well. Not only fast, but very accurate into the hands of the wide receiver. And it looks like we have a penalty question mark that's moving chains forward. We think, but I didn't see any signals. I think it's most likely a dead ball and sportsmanlike conduct penalty because we didn't see anything horrible. Maybe roughing the passer.
Perhaps. Either way, 1st and 10. We didn't get an official signal there, but we'll just leave that to your imagination at home. With the penalties, whatever you want it to be. 1st down at the 35. There's a snap. Looking left, now under pressure. Fires right, and nowhere near the vicinity of a receiver, but does get back to the line of scrimmage.
Owen Gabb goes straight through the line, unblocked, and able to get pressure on the quarterback. Almost intentional grounding, just able to get it past the line of scrimmage, which is one of the ways in which you can get intentional grounding is if you're in the tackle box and don't get it across the line of scrimmage, but just able to, so it's no intentional grounding on that play.
And after the initial pass play that got them near the first down, penalty made at the first down, and it's really been their momentum here. Is this one just behind the receiver, but able to be caught? I think that was probably the best situation there. We had Mateo Salinas was kind of on that front shoulder, and if it was throwing that front shoulder, I think Salinas would have gotten there to break it up, or worse, picked it off.
So now we have another 3rd down here for the Crusaders in their own territory at their own 36. Interesting to see what they call here and what the Highlanders, if the Highlanders choose to bring pressure on this play. It looks like they have 4 at the line, 3 in the linebackers, and they're just going to bring 4.
Firing left side, caught. Almost a snow cone catch, and they're going to say out of bounds at the 45, and that will move the chains. So again, able to get yards when they need it, it seems like, or being bailed out by penalties too. They've just kind of been inching their way along. Again, this is their, I lost count. I think this is their 5th or 6th drive in this first quarter. Highlanders again just having one play on offense. This drive started all the way back inside the 20, and now we're inching our way forward at the 45-yard line. There's a snap, firing right. A bit high, but able to be brought down, I believe. Nope.
Number 13 for the Crusaders with
actually, they do call a catch. I didn't see the ball come up with.
The throw had to be a bit high because you had defensive linemen in the throwing lane. You had number 9 Owen Gabb, who's on the left side of the line, was in position to block that down. Just not able to get his hands high enough to get to that ball, but it ends up being high for the receiver. But he's still able to bring it down to 2nd down and approximately 7.
Seniors on either side of this defensive line. Brooks Nelson on the near side here. And again, that's part of the D-line that's been getting pressure all night as they get pressure there. And quarterback just able to wiggle his way out, pick up a few yards, and we have a flag. There looked to be some extra curriculars. I think it was Paradoza got hit. I saw him kind of get hit, and he was nowhere near the play. So this one might be getting pushed back.
They wave off the flag, it looks like. But good tackle there by number 0, Max Flint. Plays linebacker, is also a senior. Was able to take him down before getting to the first down, causing there to be a third down and short. So good tackle there for him.
Again, play clock winding down. They've been struggling with this. Inside 5, and actually, no, we have need to reset the play clock. Highlanders showing pressure. Now getting there and holding on to the ball is going to bring up a long sack.
Second time on this drive, number 9, Owen Gabb, unblocked on the left side. This time, not letting the quarterback get away or throw it away, and able to get to the sack. 4th down and long. Now, most likely, another punt.
Crusaders in a punting situation.
That's going to bring up 4th and 15, so instead, they had a possible 4th down opportunity near midfield, and now back at their own 40-yard line. Key and McDaniel, the receivers, back. And we have a false start.
A good punt, though.
A good punt. I'm sure the punter was a little bit happy that was flagged dead. That one kind of one-hop to him. Able to corral it, though, but we'll knock him back 5 yards.
Yeah, even though not a play, good punt by the punter. Had the snap extremely low, still able to get a pretty good punt off, but he'll try it again.
2:17 to go, and clock is continuing to run as the Highlanders will run their second play when they get the ball back.
And that's a timeout.
And I just jinxed it. We're going to go with timeout. Crusaders take their first of the half. 2:04 to go. When we come back, this 4th down opportunity. Stay tuned. Fourth and 15, or rather 4th and 20. Ball at the 35-yard line after the false start. Much better snap here. And still a really good punt there. McDaniel able to receive this at his 25, tries the right side, has some speed, past midfield. Now at the 40 and knocked out of bounds near the 35.
Good return there. First of all, pretty sky-high, good punt by number 7 of the Crusaders. Jaquise corrals it this time, doesn't allow it out of his hands, and just goes straight to the right, sees the lane, and turns on the Jets to get as much return as possible. Able to get it to the 35 of the Crusaders, first out and 10. And
the Highlanders will now take their second offensive play of the game.
As you may have been able to just hear, that is true that the Highlanders have only on their second offensive play of the game. They had a defensive touchdown, then they had a stop, then they had a one-play touchdown, and then now they're back with the ball.
And they are going to run a third play. So Will May only getting a couple there. Minute 40 in this first quarter.
And nice blocking by senior number 51, Ryder Runkle.
Ryder Runkle in there on the offensive line as well, another senior. Next to Stratton, who we mentioned as a senior. Also something that was mentioned in the pregame, Stratton, an excellent violin player.
Yeah, he was playing the violin with the rock bands who played. We have 3 rock bands here at SAS. That's what I meant to say. And they played before the game, and he was playing the violin with them.
That man can do it all. It's always nice to see the athletes also getting involved in the fine arts. I love to see the crossover there as May knocked back. 3rd and 12 upcoming. Under a minute now. Again, here's that 3rd and long situation from the Crusader 39.
You got to think if they can get a solid amount of yards, it's a pretty good place to be going for 4th down if they can get within maybe 5 or 4 yards at most.
Marsh fires left and no one home. Armstrong, the closest receiver, perhaps some miscommunication there. So we will have a long 4th down. I think we're going to have, yep, there is Rangel, the punter, going to come and boot this one away, try and boot them inside their own 10.
I didn't see we'd switch. Sorry, Sam. 38.
And what you want to have here, you want to have a high punt, able to get your coverage down there, or have a near perfect aim and just kind of have one die at the 1 yard line. But we're going to have a timeout.
Timeout Highlanders.
Highlanders, that will be their first of the first quarter. Each team using a timeout here. Again, Highlanders up 14-0. We have the Crusaders still leading time possession, but not leading on the scoreboard. What can the Highlanders, or excuse me, what can the Crusaders do on offense that might give the Highlanders some fits?
I think it's got to go back to the running game. They've had a lot of consecutive pass plays, and they had that bullet slant that got for some good yardage, but that first run play that they did got a pretty good amount of yards. So I think they have to go back to the run game to try and establish that part of their offense to open up better opportunities for pass plays and staying out of 3rd down and 4th down and long.
Again, this is a team that scored nearly 30 points a game, only scoring 6 last week against Savio.
And it looks like the offense is back on the field for the Highlanders.
Okay, 4th and 12 here.
Now they send in Trayson.
10 seconds on the play clock here. There's a snap. Marsh rolling left, now going to run for it. Cuts inside, has the first down.
And the design play on 4th and long.
At the 25-yard line. About a 13-yard gain for the senior.
Did enough just to get past the first down marker. Good play there for the quarterback. Just able to get enough to give first down for the Highlanders.
Looks to be the final play of this first quarter. Highlanders, I believe, having more points than plays on offense here. 14-0 they're leading, and we will come back for the second quarter here at Beck Stadium. Back here starting the second quarter, we're flipping the field as that's a bit of a high snap there for Marsh, under pressure and taken down.
Good job by Sam Marsh on that.
It's going to be a loss of about 6. Could have been dangerous for the Highlanders, about to lose possession, but able to corral it. Second and about 15, 16.
That'll spot the ball at about the 31-yard line.
Haven't seen too much from the run game. We've been treated to kind of the dual threat of Jaquise McDaniel and Will May throughout the season. Again, that offensive line has just improved week by week. Even in their blowout losses the last couple weeks, they've still been able to manage a really good run game. Against Savio, they were able to get Will May into the 150-yard range, and Marsh rolling out to his left here, under pressure, now rolling right, back about 20 yards. Now winds up, fires deep, has a man, and it's caught in for the touchdown.
Touchdown, Highlanders!
Jaquise McDaniel down there all alone on a play that took about 10 seconds to develop.
In that backfield break free, and fires a bullet to number 22, Jaquise McDaniel. That's a Highlander touchdown.
Marsh running about 40 to 50 yards on his own. And defense just losing track of McDaniel, able to get open and take it the rest of the way. 20-0 Islanders. Whatever works, I guess. Extra point is up and good. They don't ask how many points. They don't ask how you got those points. They ask how many points. And Highlanders have 21 of them. 10:56 to go in this second quarter. A couple wild plays here. We've had their first offensive drive be one play, one touchdown. This one getting a really good fourth down conversion from Marsh. And again, Marsh able to roll out left, then roll out right. He was about 20, 25 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And just steps up, makes a dime throw to McDaniel, and in for the touchdown. Again, shout out to the cheerleaders doing jumping jacks for the amount of points. I have a feeling they might get tired if the Highlanders keep this up. Again, this is a Highlander crowd that is well prepared for action. We have a mascot as well down on the field. That's the first time we've seen that this evening. I saw it taking pictures with some kids, at least the ones that weren't scared of it.
Yeah, the mascot, while being quite a cute Highlander, is still a deer, so.
Rangel in on the kick.
Not all kids like antlers. Kind of a intimidating figure, but always nice to see them have a nice picture. Again, the younger ones had a fun run before as the kick is fielded at about the 30. And he is chopped down at about the 42 on the squib kick. Again, a lot of festivities going on around the campus. As I was walking in, it took me a long way to get in from where I was parked. Had to park about a half mile away because there were so many people. Just a lot of events going around the campus this week.
Yeah, throughout the week we had beer being on all 3 levels, upper school on 5 days.
Fighting, and today being SAS Spirit Day. So did the middle school, so the lower school. Today all of us were in our St. Andrews blue. And then here we had a bunch of yard games and some food trucks on the green, followed by the fun run, as you were talking about, followed by the seniors, including me, and the first graders and the kindergartners being like the extended tunnel, if you'd like to call it that. Then you had, bands, choirs, music, all around.
And I like my favorite part. I got here around the fun run time, and so we're gonna stop play, timeout, Crusaders, but I got here just about the fun run time, about an hour, a little bit over an hour before game time, and what I like from the announcer is he said, There was no limit. There was no time for how long they could run. It was just go and go until you get tired. And the parents, I think, were all for it, as trying to get the kids' energy out of their system before the game starts. And it was a fun time, a hot time too. The sun was still out during that time. So some parents even ran with the kids. So shout out to them. Again, the energy is just super packed here. I also saw the kids up playing yard games too. There was hundreds out there. There's hundreds in the stands here. Always nice to see the homecoming crowds.
Yep. So as the Crusaders come back out, it'd be interesting to see how aggressive they are. Being down 20, being in 21-0 hole, but still plenty of time. Only the start of the second quarter. Let's see how aggressive they are after the timeout, trying to plan out how they're going to go about this drive. Looks like we actually have a change of a quarterback too.
Yeah, option play left and kind of hopping his way around. We have a flag coming in from the backside. Gain of about 5 there.
Whenever it comes from the backside, you've got to think got to be holding or something of that kind. Yep, you have the marker coming backward. That most likely. Yep, there's the hold.
So usually the beneficiary of penalties this game, as that's kind of helped them move the chains, and instead getting pushed back 10 there.
So with that penalty, it is 10 yards from wherever the penalty held. So not necessarily 10 yards from the start of the play, but 10 yards from where the penalty occurred. So probably happened around the 45, because then we pushed back to about the 35.
First and 15 now, about 10:25 and counting left in this first half. Now trying the option play right, and not getting a big hit there by the defense. It's wrapped up for a gain of about 3.
Number 0, the senior, Max Flint, the pillar at the linebacker position, makes a big hit on the new quarterback. We had number 1 for the Crusaders in at quarterback. Now we have number 23 in. Delivered a big hit to the quarterback. We'll see if he comes back afterward.
Second and long here. Ball in the 37. Highlanders bringing pressure. Quarterback looking left, fires left, and just short of the receiver. Bounces off his chest and incomplete.
Looked like that pass was a bit low and then also a bit behind the receiver. The receiver was working back towards the sideline. The pass kind of was toward the center of the field, so he kind of turned around and was unable to grab that in.
Trying to avoid a 3-and-out here. They've kind of been able to avoid 3-and-outs. They've had a lot of offensive plays and just kind of been inching their way downfield, getting first downs by whatever means necessary. They've strung together a couple plays and been aided by some penalties too, but have a long way to go, have to get to midfield. And under pressure again, and taken down.
And that is great pressure by the Highlanders to give a shot.
Group of Highlanders in there.
Number 9, Owen Gabb.
Number 70, Graveswood, looked like he was the first one, and Owen Gabb was there as well. So there were some other Highlanders all coming together to make that sack. Big play there as it puts the Crusaders in yet another 4th down and forever. And it looks like another punt coming from the Crusaders as well.
Those have been a lot more common recently. We saw the defense start strong early on. They've just been continuing that, as now punter under duress trying to get this one off, and he does, gets a booming punt. And McDaniel has it bounce off his chest, and Crusaders will have this one at the 42.
That was quite a play for the Crusaders. So you had a Aussie-looking punt there from the punter. Kind of had to evade some of the pressure coming in from the Highlander, trying to block the punt. Able to kind of get it off of his legs in the Aussie way, as I said. Then it kind of bounced off the chest, the returner, to Cheese McDaniel's second muff punt him. And yet again, the Crusaders were right there to grab the ball once it came off of the receiver. So first down and 10 for the Crusaders. Let's see if this time they can take advantage of the opportunity. Last time after the first play was a pick six.
So that was about a 30-yard play. It's kind of been that's been their best offense really so far. As again, play clock winds down, and I think we're going to get a delay of game. We are. The second one, they've been winding down the play clock inside 10, inside 5 seconds, and a delay of game after the punt play, knocking it back 5. So we have first and 15 at the 47, 8:45 to go before halftime.
Definitely the disadvantage of running the type of offense that the Crusaders are, being kind of slow-paced, trying to just take chunks out of the ball, out of the field, that is, not the ball. You end up taking the play clock down, and sometimes it ends up hitting zeros.
Under pressure, and somehow in the hands of the receiver. Boy, Key had a jump on that, and he was looking around where the ball was, and it was in the receiver's hands. I didn't know how he caught it either.
That was 14-8 in Key on the coverage there. It was kind of a up for grabs ball, and he looked around to see if he had tipped it up, and as you said, it just ended up in the hands of the receiver. So Crusaders get lucky there, able to get second down in mid now, looking to, if they're going to get in third down, hopefully make the first down now, but not take a loss here to make a manageable third down if they can.
They've been able to get successful pass plays in the middle. Those slant plays, as we saw right there, over the middle again as Highlanders bring pressure. And again, over the middle. That's what you kind of risk if you're going over the middle, as Key lays the hit. First down, though.
Something I've been noticing over the last couple of plays and also into last drive, you have number 9, Owen Gabb, who's coming off of the left side of the defensive line, continues to be basically unblocked and having free shots at the quarterback. The Crusaders have kind of hurried up their passes to try and avoid, to try and negate the defensive line. But interesting to watch, do the Crusaders make an adjustment to actually block Owen or allow him just have free shots at the quarterback and continue to do that?
And he is blocked this time, but does get the first contact, but still bouncing off of tacklers. And finally thrown to the ground. I think they're going to give him a couple.
I think if you were to put one negative to the Highlander defense so far, it's been that they've missed a couple of tackles now. They've had those couple of stiff arms during that return that came back during the penalty. It is a couple of times where they've just not broken down and fully gotten the tackles and allowing the Crusaders just to get those tiny little gains that they would have not gotten if they hadn't.
6:30 to go, and we have about 2nd and 7 here. Little shovel pass on the jet sweep. He cuts it up early and maybe gains a yard. Yeah, like you said, they've been a pretty sure tackling team, especially the last 2 weeks. The scoreboard may not show how well they've tackled, but they have sure been very good in that one-on-one situation on the edge and when they've needed to be in those one-on-one matchups, and we're not really seeing that tonight.
Back in comes number 70, Graves Wood.
3rd and 7 upcoming. Gotta think it's 4-down territory here.
And the Highlanders have brought in some bigger bodies in the defensive line as well.
Again, under pressure, and there's a flag as the sack is made.
Both 11, Brooks Nelson had the first contact. I'm trying to get the number.
But it's a hold against the Crusaders.
Looks like it's number 33. Jack Burnham was also there. Jack, good sack there. Entering the day was nearing the record for most sacks in a season. We'll see if he gets there. That's half a sack there for him to start in this game.
And the way this defensive line's been shooting through, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets it.
Keep going, buddy. Too short. There you go.
as now we'll get the spot of the ball at the 35.
Run the clock, says.
5.5 to go.
I have this one. This is mine.
And looks like we have a fake punt on that far side. Ball bobbled. And coming up with the catch.
Bold play by the Crusaders on the fake punt. That pass is
That's a 25-yard completion.
Special teams. 2 words. Definitely been advantage Crusaders on every single time. You've had 2 recovered muff punts, then you had that fake punt down here. Gets it for first down. If it's been their best offense, as you talked about with that second muff punt. Now we have a 3rd play in which that occurred.
And special teams are usually the great equalizer. When it comes to, there's offense, defense, and then, yeah, special teams, the great equalizer. Pitch play out right on the option. And there's that surefire tackling.
Number 0, Max Flynn, gets enough to take him down.
That play could have really opened up.
2nd down.
Pursued by the Highlanders.
Yeah, that's some good tackling. That's what we've seen more the last couple weeks. 2nd and 11 now. Again, Crusaders just having the lion's share of possession. Still down 21-0, but in scoring territory. Had a change at quarterback again, winding the play clock down inside 5 seconds. And they snap with about a half second there. Out into the flat, and there's a good hit. Parra goes to the second.
Running back grabs the ball, turns around, and all of a sudden there's Adrian Paradoza, takes him straight down. And now another 3rd down and really, really long for the Crusaders.
And usually those are drive killers, 3rd and longs, 4th and longs, but they've been able to get whatever they've wanted, especially in the punt game. You can't be too careful. If you're the Highlanders, you got to be expecting everything. 3:40, and there's a pass over the middle.
Looked like it was over the intended receiver there. No matter what, I think Max Flynn was there anyway. So would have gone for nothing anyway, but it's incomplete. 4th down. What else will we get from the Crusaders this time? We've had fake punts, we've had muff punts, we've had pretty much everything you can possibly have on special teams, and now we're getting the final one, which is a field goal.
It's a field goal, possibly field. We have field goal and fake field goal on your bingo cards. This is a 42-yard attempt. So we'll see which one gets crossed off here. And there is the kick, and just short, and I think it might have even been a bit left. And Stratton's coming off saying he tipped it. I like the giving himself some credit there.
So with 3:35 left to play in the half,
if he got it, which I'm sure he did, good for him.
We'll give Gus Stratton a block punt on senior night. Now we have 1st and 10, Highlanders with 75 yards to go. A lot longer. This is about twice as long as they had to go their first drive. So we'll see if they can get a sustained drive, perhaps keep the ball out of the hands of the Crusaders. They have 3.5 to go, and both timeouts as well if they want to kind of milk this one away. They do get the ball to start the second half too, so a possible 2-for-1 situation. Marsh takes a snap, looks right, now fires left, and Armstrong perhaps looking to turn it upfield. Has it fall incomplete?
Had some room, but just starts to try and run before grabbing the ball, so unable to connect there on the pass. Marsh gets the call from the sideline, goes back out to the huddle. 2nd down and 10. Highlanders look to just extend this lead, as you said, possibly 2-for-1. 3:30 left in the first half, and I mean, you can name the missed tackles as one. You can name the special team mishaps as one, but pretty good first half for the Highlanders. Gotten pretty much what they wanted on both offense and defense.
Design run here from Marsh, and boy, took a big hit. Able to pick up about 6 yards.
Fighting hard on that design quarterback keeper.
Brings up a good third down and manageable here.
He'll break it up the middle for a third down and around 4.
We've seen a little bit more design runs for Marsh rather than for running backs here. But again, both running and passing games have been successful so far. Marsh, we saw last week and the week before, really as Campbell has been out for a couple weeks now with injury, Marsh has really stepped up, had a really good decision-making streak here, whether it is a designed run or pass.
And you definitely get a different timeout taken, as there's a little bit of confusion there. But yeah, you definitely get a different look with Sam Martian. Definitely a lot of the more designed quarterback runs, less dependence on the running backs to do the runs, as you said. Timeout as the Highlanders were kind of out of position, trying to figure out where they were going for the play. Smart, just take the timeout, burn it, and get more better setup for this third down and short.
2:41 to go. We'll step aside and take a quick break. Back after this. Marsh back to pass here. Third down long, can't take a sack. He rolls right now, uses his legs, and he's hit out of bounds right into the first down marker. I think they might give it to him there.
Quite a big hit there taken by the quarterback. We'll see where they mark this. It looks like it was kind of a big hit on the sideline, possibly a late hit, but the flag doesn't appear to come out, and it looks like it is fourth down, question mark. I saw a possible signal for fourth down.
I think we can't tell because the first down marker is now broken.
Right inside the 35-yard line.
So there's a very sad-looking first down marker. If you can see, he's hanging his head. It is fourth and short. And have a false start here.
Looks like someone was not set. The coaches up here said that possibly number 8, Trayson Armstrong, was not set for that play, which is a false start, which means we have the punting unit coming out now for the Highlanders.
And with that penalty, it looks like the Highlanders will punt the ball away.
So Crusaders do get an opportunity here. And that's an opportunity also for the Highlanders not only to continue the drive and possibly score yourself, but give your defense a rest. They've been out on the field a lot this first half. Instead, Rangel will come in to boot this away. Good punt. Takes a bounce and takes a Highlander bounce inside the 20. And down to the 14-yard line.
Good looking punt for Rangel. Looks like it hit the ground around the 35 and then ended up taking a big 20-yard approximately bounce for the Highlanders.
If my math is right, that's a 54-yard punt.
Better than I can do.
65-yard punt, actually. So with the bounce, again, that was an incredible bounce.
Definitely better than I can do.
So now a lot longer to go. 2:13. Crusaders only with one timeout, though.
He was about at the 20 when he kicked.
Yeah, it was spotted at the 25, I think. So yeah, that means
Because they've been out 30 days back.
Coach Cantrell, yell at Connor and say, make sure you get this drop.
So now we'll get to go 1st and 10 here from the 14. There's a snap, pitch out to the right side, now cutting up field. Again, that's where they've been most successful in the run game.
Ball carried up the middle, number 0, Max Flint, in on the stop.
And another tackle there on the defense for number 0, Max Flint, having a day on senior night, racking up the total in the tackle category. Yeah, as you said, the bulk of the offense, besides the special teams funness that we've had, the 2 muff punts, the fake punt, the bulk of their offensive game has been in the running game, whether it's a jet sweep, whether it's a toss, whether it's just a handoff. In my opinion, they need to go to even more than what they've been doing, because it's definitely been the thing that it's been most efficient, as we talked about.
Going on the run game again, and ball on the ground. Perhaps it squirts out, but the Crusaders fall on it. Perhaps a missed exchange.
Great penetration there by number 53.
Well, excuse what I just said before. Maybe they shouldn't do a run, because right as I say that, the Highlanders are there to cause like a 5-yard loss. So yet another 3rd down and long for the Crusaders, this time deep in their own territory. Be interesting to see how they play. It looks like it's a timeout taken by the Highlanders in order to try and keep time on the clock.
And with 59 seconds,
And that's smart. They have 2 timeouts, so now they just have the 1. Needed to stop here on 3rd down. They'll probably call their last timeout and perhaps get another shot on offense. And will most likely have good field position if they do stop them on this 3rd down. That will possibly get them set up inside their own, or rather inside enemy territory. And there, I think we might see a little bit more throwing the ball. We haven't seen Marsh go to the air so much. But like you were saying, for the Crusaders, going back to the run, I think we'll forget that last play with the missed exchange. But I think going up the middle, like we've talked about, has been where they've been successful. They've started outside and then cut up the middle. But they've also, when they've gone on the outside, they've really had to rely on missed tackles. And you can't do that. You have to allow your skill players to shine here. And they need to shine now. 3rd and 18, 1:01 to go in the half. Down 3 scores. Don't want to give the Highlanders any momentum going to halftime. Again, they get the ball in the second half too. And now option play left. Getting a couple, but not much.
It looked like there was a bit of a missed call there by the referees. It looked like there was a hold on the edge as you had the end on the right side. It looked like it was number 33, Jack Burnham. Eventually got the stop, but looked like he was being pulled along. But no call there. 4th down and long and another punt. And look for the Highlanders to put pressure on the punter this time, as he's forced in his own end zone to punt away. So look for extra pressure coming from the Highlanders.
Trying to run the clock down, and they will call a timeout. So 26 seconds on the clock.
Highlanders will take their last timeout of the half.
We're interesting to see if the Crusaders try to run around for 26 seconds, but I bet that they don't.
And you're deep in your own end zone here, so we saw it last time, but I think that was a play where, again, you saw the pressure last time, so I'm expecting we can expect more of that this time. So we'll see what the Highlanders come up with. Again, don't want to go too, I guess, aggressive in there to cause a roughing the kicker penalty and kind of ruin your chances of scoring. But I guess you are up 21-0. It's homecoming night, so let's roll the dice here. This is their final home game of the season. St. Andrews will head out to Spring next week at 7 p.m. on Friday, playing Frazzati Catholic.
last year's homecoming opponent. We're able to beat them last year, so we'll beat them again this year to end off the season on a good note for the seniors.
Is that a guarantee?
No. Nothing's ever guaranteed. That's why you always play the game, but, you know, you can always hope.
And here is the punt. Again, inside 10 seconds here. They love to run the play clock down, and they do get this punt off. It is a very short punt. And settles down at the 27-yard line. And McDaniel almost having mistake number 3.
I'm not exactly sure what he was trying to do. Just like leave the ball alone. So it's a Highlander first down. You had number 9 Owen Gabb was kind of applied some pressure, which caused the sky-high punt from the punter, trying not to punt into his hands, but instead just punts straight up, which gives the Highlanders a chance. 14 seconds, no timeouts. And to see what the coaches decide to call here. Looks like they are out of field goal range at this current time, but if they can get like maybe 10 yards on this play with enough time, probably need to get out of bounds for a field goal attempt.
And Marsh now winds up, fires, and that one a few yards short of McDaniel, the intended receiver. Either way, Highlanders haven't made it easy, especially on their coaching staff. We might need some blood pressure medication in at halftime, but 21-0. We'll forget about the special teams, and they have just 8 seconds to work with here. Expect another deep shot before halftime. Marsh now with 3 receivers to the top side. Look for Key as well, having some size, but here's Armstrong, and boy, uncontested.
With 2 seconds left.
Pretty good placement there from Sam Marsh. Jason Armstrong just finds a hole between 2 defenders, perfectly placed, pretty much uncontested into the end zone. So why not? Highlanders get an extra touchdown before half. We'll probably need the extra point to go ahead 28-0 at halftime.
And something that I saw that was a bit odd was the cornerback, or rather the safety that was over there, kind of set up to tackle about 2 yards inside the end zone, just kind of forgetting where he was on the field. The extra point, up and good.
And up and good. Rosine with the hold.
So even still with all the special teams mishaps, we have 28-0 for the hometown Highlanders on homecoming.
Your score, 28-0.
2 seconds left, and we will make our way to half. So they do get a play. We'll most likely have something to get them to touch the ball and force these last 2 seconds off. Again, have to contain, can't give up on this coverage. It's not a gimme by any means, especially with the special teams situations that we've seen so far.
What is the score difference from the game? 45. I'm pretty sure it's 45. 45? Kansas last week. Oh. Kansas last week.
How are you?
42.
So Rangel again is getting a very good practice on his kickoffs here. Now at the 40-yard line.
And I was just told from the stats person to my left that according to his calculations, or his counting, Sam Marsh has 3 passes, all of them going for touchdowns. So he is 3 for 3 with 3 touchdowns. It's not something you always see in the game, but you know, there you go.
So the passer rating's pretty good is what you're saying. Passer rating is
And only 1 first down is what
and only 1 first down, so better to have more touchdowns than first downs if you're an offense. I think the coaches will take that. It's not so much like video game numbers as in they're doing, I mean they are up by 4 touchdowns, but it's just kind of those odd stats that you wouldn't normally see, especially in the NFL or college game. Is this one a line drive and into the end zone.
Allows for 1 extra play from the for the Crusaders. Not exactly probably what the sweep kick was intended for, but Crusaders have an opportunity for the 75-yard Hail Mary. Anything's possible. Unlikely though.
Again, we've seen a lot of crazy stuff, and that's what I love about high school football, high school baseball too. Really, any high school sports, you see things that you don't see on Saturdays and Sundays. You only can see them on Friday nights and during the weeks for basketball and baseball games, and it's really it captures the essence of the kids that are still kind of learning the game. They're still getting their feet under them in terms of working the sport, and it just comes up with some of these wild plays that you can talk about with parents down the road and talk about with the kids after the game. So maybe we have one here. Never mind. A lot of build up for nothing. I can try. Halftime here on Homecoming. Highlanders up 28-0. And we will step aside, come back after 25 minutes. Again, we're in on a longer halftime to do the Homecoming King and Queen, and we'll be back after 25 here on Vype.
there's something you're interested in.
We are back here at Beck Stadium. 12 minutes on the clock, 24 minutes in total left to play this season here at home. 28-0 our score. The Highlanders will receive here in the second half. After scoring late in that first half, we had the homecoming court crowned, and Matt, we are ready to get this second half underway. And unusual position for the Highlanders lately.
Most of the half was played on defense. They had that one defensive touchdown. Then they had a couple of special teams mishaps, which gave extra drives to the Crusaders. And then you had some like really weird stats, as we said, like the last part of the last part of the half. That's what I meant to say. The Highlanders had less plays than they have points. Sam Marsh is like 3 for 3 with 3 touchdowns, which you don't see ever. Then you have, looks like an onside kick.
Onside kick there.
Automatic, almost completely recovered by number 52, Enzo Shu. Ready for that, it looked like, in the front of the return team. But yeah, you had some interesting playing for the Highlanders, especially on offense. But they'll get a chance here with the ball aside the second half. And good field position after that attempted onside kick.
And I think they're going to have a penalty here. We do have offsides, and that's got to be on the kicking team on that onside kick.
I think I did that okay.
Penalty comes in as offsides on the kicking team.
So I think there's only a couple things that we can get on the Highlanders for, and I think all of them are on special teams, really. There's the fake punt that they had, that the Crusaders had, that got them a long fourth down conversion, and then the muff punts. That's kind of just something that is easily fixable. I mean, just having a different return man, or you just staying away from the ball in certain situations, that can be addressed just at halftime. So it's really just mental things that have to be addressed, and I think that's a really good spot for the Highlanders, and we've seen that so far.
And because of that offsides, we have a movement up 5 yards. It will be first down and 10 now from the opponent 45.
And again, shout out to the Chain Gang. This is a group of volunteers, as we've had for most of the season here at home. And now under center, we're going to have a pitch back to Will May, who turns on the Jets. He's at the 25, tries to cut back, and is pushed out around the 23-yard line.
You had kind of a scary-looking start to that play. You had Sam Marsh under center, and immediate pressure there applied by the defensive line, able to get the pitch off, and Will May then had a bunch of space because of the pressure, a bunch of space on the left side of the field, gets a big gain, and the Highlanders are in business inside of the 30.
Second first down again.
That's just the second first down of the game for the Highlanders, and just 20 seconds into this second half. Empty backfield now for Marsh, under pressure, looks right, and then loses the football. Ball is out, tough to see who has it. Crusaders saying they have it.
Pressure on Sam Marsh, the quarterback, number 8.
No signals, and it is recovered by the Crusaders. So a turnover there, forced by the Crusaders.
That ball's going to be spotted right around the Crusaders.
Had some pressure there. Looked like Sam was looking to the right side, and there was a person right there, tucked, and wasn't able to completely hold on to that ball. Comes out, and the Crusaders jump on it before the Highlanders can. That's definitely something. Just final little touch on that. Third time that the Crusaders have jumped on the ball after a Highlander punt. So something that the Highlanders may look out in practice next week.
Yeah, ball security can't be understated. Just kind of away from the body was the ball for Marsh, trying to perhaps make something out of nothing. We saw him do it before. He ran about 50 yards before he found McDaniel for the touchdown, and we have another ball on the ground, and this one picked up by the Crusaders, now having room on his right before he's brought down by McDaniel and a handful of other Highlanders.
And another crazy run play.
Well, that's a crazy play for 0 yards.
I was gonna say, that's the longest 0-run yard play I think we'll see tonight. But again, we've had a lot of things checked off the bingo cards of things you'll see tonight. We've had a fake punt. We've had, we've had muff punts. We've had, what do we have?
You had
blocked extra point. We've had that.
We've had, I think a blocked field goal too. And surprisingly, we've seen no pass interference yet.
No.
Something that you usually see in the game, you haven't, and something you usually don't, and we've had.
Yeah, I mean, and there's some pressure. Oh boy. I thought we were going to get pass interference called there. Oh, there it is. Matt, you've spoken into existence. And Coach Cantrell is coming up here to remove you from the press box.
Pass interference against the Highlanders.
Talk about a broadcaster's jinx, Matt.
Yeah, you see it all the time, and now I guess I am included in that.
That's the most fun, especially when you're calling basketball games and you say, this player hasn't missed a free throw in 6 games, and sure enough, the first one is off the backboard, no rim.
And we're figuring out exactly where the ball was placed. It looks like it's an automatic first down on the penalty at the 25, it looks like.
And I think did they mark 5 yards?
Not exactly sure what the mark was, but it's first down nonetheless. And
they got the down just out the distance, and McDaniel is there. Had a big size disadvantage, but ball falls incomplete.
Yeah, if I'm making a little bit of a guess from up here, no idea, but I'd say at least maybe 6 inches in height advantage for the receiver over the corner, but still able to get some pressure on the receiver as the ball came in.
And pressure on the quarterback too. We've seen that throughout the night, having to get rid of it quickly. And again, kind of sticking with the theme of that first half, play clock under 5 here. They get the snap off, trying the left side and cutting it up middle. And a loss of a yard or so.
And you kind of had an interesting looking thing on the right side of the field, away from the ball. You had number 11, Brooks Nelson, end up on the ground. I'm not exactly sure how that happened, but he did. But still, he gets out of the game perfectly fine. They're down in 10 for the Crusaders. I love the physicality, I guess.
There is, and I think there was one on Paradoza earlier that was waved off. Again, under 3 seconds, and geez, timeout, Crusaders. They've really rushed into that. I think they've used 2 timeouts on that, and I think they've had 2 or 3 delay of game penalties.
Definitely something to look at, either from the coaching side or the communication side between the offense and the coaching staff of trying to get the call in earlier. It seems like that's been one of the causes, and then just getting out of the huddle in a timely manner just to be able to get up to the line before the clock ran out. Just something mental. A little bit of not really mental, but kind of more of
a logistical thing, really.
That's the word.
And once they get up to the line, I feel like they snap it. But again, you mentioned they get out of the huddle with 3, 4, 5 seconds left, and you can't snap the ball that quickly. Otherwise, you're going to have. We saw a false start happen in place of a delay of game. But the Crusaders will have 3rd and 10 from the 25. 9:41 to go in this third quarter. Again, held scoreless.
All right, resuming action with 9:41 left to play in the quarter.
In that first half, having a lot of opportunities to score, getting in to near the red zone. I don't believe they got in the red zone, but they got near it. And under pressure here, able to evade it, and a low pass. Are they going to say he caught it?
And
They
that is
will
a catch by the
kind of a
Crusaders.
sliding grab for about a 15-yard gain.
To get out of that pressure.
Not bad coverage by number 10, Connor Rosine.
First time, first
But
down.
good catch for the receiver there. First down and 10 for the Crusaders.
I think what we're seeing the defense get home a lot, but we're seeing the quarterback, you know, for the most part, I guess, would get out of it. He's been sacked, I want to say 3 or 4 times tonight, but almost feels like it should be almost every down because they're getting back to there so fast with only 4 guys, and now some good penetration on the left side for the run, and maybe getting back to the line of scrimmage as a late flag comes in.
Interesting to see what the flag is, because from our vantage point, we aren't able to see on the other side of the pile. But overall, as you were saying, you know, they've gotten pressure, but quarterback has, I think, also made an adjustment a little bit to get the ball out faster. Sometimes a little bit inaccurate because of that, but has been able to make the adjustment to try and get as much usage out of the pass plays as possible, even with the rush getting home into the backfield almost every single play.
And so it's an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against the Crusaders. Will knock them back 15.
So that flag is an unsportsmanlike.
Second unsportsmanlike conduct of the game for the Crusaders. Definitely gonna get the coaching staff a little bit angry at the players because just shooting themselves in the foot, already having to do as much as they can on offense. Now just have to go 25 to get a first down on third down. Or first down, never mind.
Gaining a couple there, and again, it's been...
Another flag comes in.
And another flag as we've...
Like there have been some conversations between the players.
Another dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct. Again, this time on the Highlanders. We're trading unsportsmanlikes here where we just can't have... We just can't have penalties like that. If you're the coaching staff, they are not going to be pleased by those. Those are very preventable penalties.
So essentially offset.
Absolutely. With these types of penalties that are simply mental, whether it's unsportsmanlike conduct, whether it's hands to the face, or unnecessary roughness in some sort of way, whether that's roughing the passer, whether that's something after the play, just unnecessary mental errors are going to get the coaching staff angry every single time, because those are unneeded given yards to the other team.
I think the penalty yardage is really starting to add up for both these teams, as the Crusaders are now 1st and 10 from their own 40. On the jet sweep, another flag comes in, and able to get them for a loss of about 6 or 7.
Flag coming in on the play.
Good penetration there for the Highlanders, but yet another flag, as we talked about.
I think they called a false start or illegal procedure or something. They didn't call it dead ball.
Not sure. Looks like it's a false start, which means that the play never happened. Interesting why they didn't just call it dead, but...
Yeah, and also we're going to decline that too, because they had the play. It should have been the play.
I don't know how that's possible. I didn't know you could decline a false start penalty, but there we are.
We're rolling with it.
You can't knock about 5 yards and get a second down.
I think a lot of us up here are a little bit confused at the call right now. We heard declining the penalty on a false start, and then we have second down and the movement of the ball, so not exactly ready. Okay, and we have another whistle.
Yeah, and I think there was motion by the offense again. Yep, and that's what you've said. Those
Ladies and gentlemen, we're having a hard time keeping up too. That's going to be a false
losing the battle against the play clock, really. Instead of going up against the delay of game penalties, we're having a false start penalties, and it's just One flag after another. Is that 4 consecutive penalties we've had?
I'm pretty sure it was 2 consecutive unsportsmanlike conducts, followed by the false start declined, and then the false start accepted.
Yeah. And pass your tip drill.
And we have another flag!
There we go.
Consecutive flag to come in on a play.
That one just tipped out of the hands of number 0, Max Flint, almost with an acrobatic interception, but then just falls to the ground. But as we said, yet another flag.
And so the ball was tipped, so there was no pass interference. That's the rule. Contact can be made at the defensive line, and then you can make contact with the receiver. So that one's waved off. It's more of a force of habit at this point. I don't think we said anything about the lack of penalties in the first half.
The down marker guys fall asleep.
So we have 3rd down, 3rd and how about 15 here. Back to pass, looking left, and there's another one.
There's another one! I think that this one's actually going to be pass interference.
Yeah. Over under on the odds to have another penalty.
I would say the percentage is 5 out of 6.
Okay. I like those odds. Okay, so
Mix it
pass
up.
interference.
15-yard penalty, first down at 450.
So costly penalty there for the Highlanders. Have 3rd down and long. Rewards the Crusaders the first down, and maybe that was the unsportsmanlike conduct. Yet another one? Question mark?
I'm not sure, and I want to say this. The drive has.
And yet we're remaining at the same spot?
So.
What?
It's a 0-yard penalty. Automatic first down. And now we might have a 15-yard loss here.
And
There's another flag.
I'm cracking up laughing right now.
Terrific pursuit by number 9.
Another flag.
I think we're at 7 now.
A penalty comes in.
I'm pretty sure this has to be for holding, but wow, you had instant pressure coming off the edge again from number 9, Owen Gabb. The quarterback did a good job of just running around trying to evade, but holding probably helped a little bit.
I don't know what to say of what I'm seeing.
And hopefully this time we actually move the down
I was
marker.
gonna say I don't know what the yardage of penalty is gonna be. I don't know if it's a 10-yard penalty because we're skating by whatever rules we go with. So 1st and 25. We're just gonna tell you what we see. I can't tell you what's happening.
And these. We had a very funny comment here from one of the coaches.
7, I think, consecutive plays, or 7 consecutive flags. Fired outright.
Oh my
And
god.
breaking tackles, boy, at the 50, at the 40, at the 30, still on his feet, and down at the 20. No flags. There are no flags. That is the most important part of that play.
I don't know what's going on anymore. You have no flags, but you have 5 broken tackles. I do not get it anymore.
That Crusaders.
Is that a 50-yard pass play?
Nearly 50 yards and a first down at the Highlander 25.
So,
Yikes.
And finally the clock is moving, by the way. We've only through 6 minutes of the 3rd quarter.
Have the Highlanders had the ball?
They have on the first drive.
On the first drive.
On the first drive.
Okay.
Oh.
Tip drill.
He dropped it.
And we're maybe calling it complete? Question mark.
Yeah,
That's called complete after a bobble.
called complete, and ball did drop to the ground, was picked up by a Highlander, but completed for -2 yards.
Agree, Marcus Erlinson on that play as well.
Okay. It looks like he I believe that the call was that the pass was behind the line, so therefore it was a fumble out of bounds.
Okay.
But that's my best guess.
We can only guess at this point. We are only humans. And now we have a pitch play to the left. He's got a couple blockers out in front of him. And does get a few yards there, about 7. Under 6 minutes to go now, so we have had the one drive by the Highlanders. I don't know how that one went because I think we've been with the Crusaders for about 7 minutes after that. But again, this one started way back in their own territory. Now they're in scoring position. I think this is the furthest they've gotten downfield. They're inside the red zone now and able to erase the 0 on the scoreboard.
Yeah, I suppose good try for the Crusaders, though. I mean, it's just been a drive of craziness. So they had that 50-yard play, and they broke 5 tackles, which is, you know, good for them, not so good for the Highlanders. But, you know, now they've got it, third down chance here.
Yeah, and doesn't look like they gained a lot. We've got a couple Highlanders down. Will May is limping off there. Also another Highlander on a knee.
Yeah, Will May looked like he hobbled off and then ended up in the fetal position on the sideline, and then Owen Gabb's back on his feet as well.
Again, I mentioned the temperature right at the beginning of the game was in the mid to upper 80s and even the 90s about an hour before game time. Going outside during halftime, it is really nice weather out. It's definitely cooled off. And now we're at the 5-minute mark. Again, it's perfect football weather for late October. So can't see cramping being an issue for a lot of these players, but never say never as we have Will May hitting the water now.
And he seems like he's ready to go back in.
And the Crusaders
Come on, boys.
breaking the huddle now. Again, big 4th down as the Crusaders try to score their first points. Play clock inside 5, and they do get the snap here. Now rolling right. And he's not going to get there. Gang tackle.
A parade of Highlanders there to meet the running back. Able to force a turnover on downs, and after that craziness of a drive, we end up with a turnover on downs.
Perhaps we will get back to some normal football, some normal offense. Not saying what we saw was abnormal, but now we'll get back to perhaps some normal running. That's all I want.
That would be great. Though, to be honest, while it was great that we had some great plays there, you know, it's great that we have some time to you know, have some fun with the praise, especially with the score being kind of one-sided.
Will May there on the carry.
Will May, who breaks a big run up the left side.
About a 16, 17-yard gain there.
Yards and a Highlander first down.
And we've got a player down here on this near side. And we will step aside for a moment and come back to play when we resume. Back to action here. The player was able to jog off the field under his own power, had his helmet off, but looked fine. So we hope it's just a stinger for him. And
Yeah,
we'll
we
see
would.
him return.
We would hate for anyone to get injured, especially with this kind of game. Heat's a factor, physicality's a factor. Just overall, no one wants anyone to get hurt.
It has been a very physical game as May. Very powerful run, very patient run, shifty run. About 12 up the middle. It just seems to be getting stronger and stronger as the game's going on. Again, offensive line as well. Moving bodies out of the way, and May just with the vision.
And both Will May and Jaggees McDaniel, not being seniors, are people to watch in the next couple of years to see how they develop. They already are both really good runners. It'll be interesting to see over the offseason and in the years to come how they develop and help out the Highlanders in the future.
Again, May up the middle at the 40, at the 35. And he's at the 21-yard line. Boy, May, when he gets into space, he can just turn it on and go. Like you said, they're not seniors. They're going to have more time to develop, but we've seen them develop throughout the year, being able to have the vision to go through what that the offensive line is creating for them. And they're just busting out these big gains. 1st and 10 now at the 24. 3:21 to go in this third quarter.
And something I'm just noticing, we have number 0, Max Flynn, who is traditionally a linebacker in kind of as a fullback role, to get another blocker as they continue on the ground. Here's another one, big run for Will May. Takes some defenders with him, gets down to, looks like the 1.
It has been the Will May show. I think that's 3 straight runs. I want to say he's gotten about 70 yards or so.
Just keeps finding space either with the blocks or on the left. It looks like he's enjoying the left side today, as he's finding a lot of space on that side. Just keeps plugging along down the field. So interesting to see what the Highlanders call here, trying to obviously take some clock down as well. Looks like there's some movement.
Yeah, we had a defensive lineman step across, but I believe the offensive lineman moved first. We'll see who they get there. As Marsh was under center.
It's a little bit of a... It looked like there was a call for some movement of the fullback, being number 0, Max Flint from St. Marsh, caused a little bit of miscommunication between him and the offensive line, and a false start with that.
And Marsh losing the ball, but able to pounce on it quick.
Good quick instincts from Sam Marsh. A little bit of a missed exchange between him and center Gus Stratton there. They'll try again, it looks like, to bring Will May back in the game.
And actually, that wasn't Gus Stratton at center. We were pointed out earlier, Gus Stratton was in at running back that play. Not this time, though. I saw that too when it was pointed out. Instead, Will May can't duplicate his previous results, just getting a few yards back.
I mean, I like the idea from the coaches trying to give Gus, who's been a loyal person for the football program, a chance at a touchdown, just not able to get the snap off correctly.
It's always nice when the big guys get a touchdown. They don't get to carry the ball very often, but perhaps on senior night, the dream will come true.
It's fourth down, too.
Yeah, Key with a one-on-one on the top. Look for that. Marsh now looking left over the middle. And can't find his intended target, just a bit too high. I believe Salinas was the intended receiver.
And that brings 4th down for the Highlanders.
Something I'm surprised we didn't see was a flag on that one.
Yeah. We think that may have been the 4th down, but looks like the call on the field is out of those 3rd down, so Highlanders now at 4th down.
4th and 5 to go. Under center again for Marsh. Pitch back to May. Lowers his shoulder and can't get there. I think he's going to be stopped about 2 yards short.
So good defense there by the Crusaders, holds to not give up any points. But overall, pretty good running from Bill May on that drive. You had those 4 different runs in which he just found some room and just kept moving it down the field all by himself. So credit to him on that drive, but just not able to put it in the end zone.
That's kind of a killer, too. You have about 70, 80-yard play drive and come up with 0 points. 1:22 to go. You're still up 28-0. Kind of winding down this 3rd quarter here on homecoming night. Again, the crowd of a few hundred has stuck around, and also the lower schools sticking around as well. Quarterback under pressure, rolling right, running, and just getting a bit of contact there as he's close to the boundary line. Scrambles for about 8 yards.
Hard hit on the sideline. Goes for about 7. 2nd down.
So we'll continue here. Quarterback just able to get some yardage there. Creates a more manageable 2nd down. They'll look to continue down the field in this next play too.
Seems like they've had a lot of drives where they've needed to go 60, 70, even 80 yards or more, and then we have a pitch left. Nowhere to go that time. Huge loss.
Jack Burnham there in the backfield, able to had some pressure in the backfield and just able to find the runner after he got the pitch.
It just seems like whenever they get in these long drives, they're able to get at least a 1st down or 2, mainly off of penalties or just kind of one-time plays, whether it's been a QB scramble or they get a completed pass over the middle. They haven't had one of those in a while. Either way, they need one now. 3rd and 7. Deep in their own territory. 30 seconds to go. And going back to pass, he's in his end zone, fires over the middle. It's tipped. Aiden Key tips it to himself for a pick 6, the 2nd of the night.
2nd pick 6 for the Highlanders, this time 14 Aiden Key. Seems like it was through straight into him and able to just grab it and go to the end zone.
Yeah, that was, like you said, a nice pass to Aiden Key, really. And kind of tip drill to himself.
19 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter. The score is 34-0.
So 34-0, you have 2 pick 6s. This is a really great showing from your defense, especially if you can keep this 0 on the scoreboard. As the senior Rangel.
Yeah, absolutely credit to the defense during this game. They've had a ton of good plays, getting pressure, getting getting interceptions, 2 pick 6s already. And they've basically been on the field, it feels like the entire game.
I was going to say, yeah, it's the fatigue factor that can kind of get to you when you're put in that situation, but it's not by your offense's lack of movement. You're just able to get the ball back, or you're scoring so fast that you're just on the field for so long. We have 19 seconds to go in this 3rd quarter. They're going to get a quick break here, or rather, the defense is not going to get a break. The offense is going to get a break. And defense will come back onto the field, winding down and headed to this fourth and final quarter here of the season at Beck Stadium. Again, the Highlanders will travel to Spring, Texas for their next game next Friday at 7. The Crusaders will head up north to Dallas to play Dallas HSAA at 2 on Saturday, the rare Saturday game. They also have a game after that, whereas the Highlanders will have just one more game. They're also looking to improve their record. There looks like, I don't want to call it yet, but it's 35-0. So I think it's safe to say now that it's going to be 5-4 for the Highlanders, which will secure them at least a 500 season. We'll see if they can add a 6th win next week. As this kick is a line drive and does trickle into the end zone.
Got a pretty good touch on that ball. Just ends up line driving straight in the end zone.
And I think those are kind of the kicks that can be, kind of confusing to returners, because we saw one a couple of weeks ago to the Highlanders actually that died at about the 2 or 3 yard line and was actually picked up by the kicking team. So it's just kind of keeping you on your toes, putting the other team in mental situations, or just kind of ideas that they haven't seen before, just kind of putting them in those fight or flight opportunities. As the middle school band plays us into what is a 1st and 10 for the Crusaders, 19 seconds to go in this third quarter. Really needing some points here, if not to just erase the 0 on the scoreboard. Now pitch out to the right, a couple stutter steps, and finally brought to the ground after a gain of about a couple.
Good pursuit there from the Highlanders. Gets some contact near the line of scrimmage. The runner just able to get away and get a little bit of yardage on the play.
End of the third quarter here. We're going to flip the field and come back for the final 12 minutes. Stay tuned. We'll be back.
Highlanders 35.
Final 12 minutes to go and some confusion here as the quarterback is just going to go down and look to be a pitch or possibly a jet sweep.
We had some more physicality on the edge. Shaquille McDaniel and one of the receivers going a little bit at it, but ends up just getting separated themselves.
See, and I think it's just, at this point, it's 35-0. You got to keep those mental mistakes to a minimum.
Absolutely.
And just not give coaches anything on the game film to get you for. Now we have a 3rd and 18, play clock inside 5. And we will have a delay of game.
Yet another delay game penalty for the Crusaders. Definitely something that they'll look at in practice this week. Try to avoid those just unnecessary penalties.
A loss of another 5.
Clock continues to run, 11:10 to go. Now we have a 3rd and 23.
Yes, sir.
Running around and trying to find a receiver, but just about a yard shy of the receiver's feet. It's going to bring up a 4th and forever, and I think we might see the punt unit here. Just trying to flip the field and get a good punt out there. Might expect some pressure here from the Highlanders too, back so deep in their own territory.
Yeah, it looks like they're approaching punt formation. Definitely something else to look at in practice this week for the Crusaders. They've had a lot of 3rd down and long, 4th down and long. Something that's the drive killers. What everyone says is the drive killers because you are kind of stuck in your playbook. You don't really have many plays for long, for needing long amounts of yards, and so it's just a really tough situation to be in those situations. And the Crusaders have been in them quite a lot of times in their drives today.
Yeah, I don't know if there is a high school in the country that plans or has a playbook for 3rd and 23, 2nd and 20. But they've been in a lot of them, so maybe they will develop some plays over this week.
Shout out to the mascot, by the way. He is. They are doing really well at trying to pick up the cheerleader dances over there on the sideline.
It's the first appearance we've seen from the mascot. Good fake there by Marsh. Again, we've seen him be a very deceptive runner.
Marsh with the run pass option.
And we have a injured Crusader who's a little slow to get up, but looks to stay in the game. Move the chains. And it will be 1st and 10 at the 27.
Interesting decision there from Sam Marsh to go out of bounds. Means that the clock does not run, but not a big deal. Just a little bit more clock will stay.
We did have a running clock last week. We're not in that territory yet, and McDaniel still hasn't been touched until he gets to the 2nd level.
Looks like there was a face mask at the end of that, so yet another flag.
Yeah, that was a really good gain, and I think McDaniel's adjusting his helmet. And it looks like that will be... Oh, it's going to be waved off as well. I think that's the 3rd one that's been waved off this evening.
Waved off. So 1st down for the Highlanders.
Looks like Jaquise is holding his head coming off the field, so hopefully he's okay. Trainers with him currently. We'll keep you updated as we see.
And Paradoza is wrapped up immediately.
Great penetration by the Crusader defense to shut down that run behind the line of scrimmage.
2nd and still call it 10. They're going to give him forward progress.
They're going to take it a little bit backward, actually, so it's actually maybe like 2nd down and 10 and a half, 11.
10 and a half, yeah. And again, I believe running clock territory is 45. What we had last
42,
week?
45, something like that.
Yeah.
42 according to Kristen.
And there's Marsh throwing deep in. Boy, pinpoint pass. And Key able to get the grab and get the feet in.
And
what a throw from Marsh.
All of the kids over on the sideline. He is just kind of like sitting in the corner of the end zone there. Sam Marsh found him and touchdown Highlanders.
I really had to use his height, but he just didn't have to jump really. He just kind of had his hands up.
Grabs that ball in the back of the end zone. A terrific play.
Just kind of picked it out of the end zone. Rangel in for the point after, and we've been alerted at his 42 points for the running clock. And ball still on the ground. We're gonna get it knocked over, still on the ground.
I think that went through about 3 different Crusaders before finally being recovered. But the point after is no good, which also means that we do not have running clock.
That'll bring our score to 41.
41-0, which means that we're 1 point short. So 9-12, no running clock. We'll kick off once again to the Crusaders.
The way the defense has been playing, though, they've had 2 pick sixes, so not out of the question for them to get another one. Trying to think what the defense could do better this game. I wouldn't say, penalties can always be improved upon, whether it's offense, defense, special teams, that can always be improved. But as far as that, tackling maybe is the only other one.
That's the only one I can think of.
And it's gotten a little bit better. We had some issues in the first half of the game. Seems to be kind of it's really just been more Highlanders have been in the area, so they're able to get more gang tackles. But other than that, I think that's about as perfect of a defensive performance as you can have so far. Still 9-12 to go, but really no threat of scoring from the Crusaders.
And by the way, the cheerleaders did indeed do 41 jumping jacks for the 41 points for the Highlanders. I don't think that they've gotten to the level of the Oregon Duck with his. I think that they counted 400 push-ups in the beginning of that season.
Yeah, so you're setting yourself up for failure when you do push-ups.
But and it looks like the Crusaders have a big return here, just finding room in the return. And another stiff arm.
Still on the ground, tiptoeing the sideline. This is the slowest return I've ever seen, and it's down at the 17-yard line.
Well, we now truly see it all. That was maybe one of the slowest returns, but still like one of the longest returns that I've seen.
It's like he was jogging. If you saw it on your screen, that was not in slow motion. It was kind of a jog. He was following blockers, but also just kind of just at his own pace. And we have a injured player down. So we will take a break and come back.
Oh, and they called a sideline warning against the Highlanders. It looks like was the call.
Was that the call? Okay. It did come from this near side, so that was a sideline warning. So we'll step aside though. 8:48 to go in this fourth quarter. Back after this. So another no yardage penalty will set the Crusaders still in great field position. 1st and 10 at the 17. They've been in that position a couple times as the pitch to the right now. Again, good containment from the Highlanders. Taken down, they might get forward progress for a yard, but not much after that.
Max Flint in on yet another exceptional tackle.
And another tackle for number 0, Max Flint. As we said earlier, having a day here on senior night, his final home game. Both he and Owen Gabb have been definitely two of the highlights on the defense. Owen has had multiple pressures, multiple sacks. Max has just been pillar of good tackling in the back end of the defense.
Breaking the huddle at 9 and now looking to get the playoff. Jeez. Hit as he's thrown.
Quarterback is hit as he throws.
In for the touchdown, but there is going to be a flag. Boy, able to stay in there and take the hit.
It could be roughing the passer. It could be delay of game. We'll see.
Yeah, if it was at about -2 seconds for a play clock.
There's also a flag on near side.
So we have 2 flags. We'll sort them out. Again, we're not going to say anything with the flags until.
The clock is moving. I get it. Yeah, the ref signaled for me to do that. Like, I think they're counting it as 42. So listen, the ref gave me the arm signal.
So the penalties will offset.
Offsetting penalties, and we will wipe the scoreboard off.
But that will take the score off.
And also just to note that we have been given the okay to have the running clock at 40 points. So the referees have instructed us up here in the booth to do that, and we won't argue with that.
No, we will not. Mm-hmm.
2nd and 11 upcoming, and a high snap. The running back is going to take this. Still on his feet. My goodness.
There's a tackle.
There's a tackle. Again, I can't say that they're not shifty. They're shifty runners. They're quarterback, they're running back. They're able to roll around, but it's the stiff arms, it's the kind of jersey tackles. They're not going in with good form tackling.
Another loss coming up at
There is a size advantage, so perhaps that's what they're going after. And size doesn't necessarily take over every bit of technique. You gotta still have some technique when you're going into tackle.
And something I don't always see is that the bubbled snap ended up in the hands of the running back, which doesn't usually happen, but there was again. Another thing that we don't really see often that just happened in the game.
Pitch out to the right, and again, good containment. Another huge loss. This is probably the 4th or 5th time it's been 4th and 20 plus.
see that number. Is that 33?
I got 24 and 33. Jack Burnham.
We're winding down to the 5-minute mark.
33 Jack Burnham on the play. 4th down Crusaders. And there is a player down on the field.
The player taking a knee and now is going to try and make his way to the sideline. And a flag on the far side.
Get another one.
And again, I don't know what for. Unsportsmanlike conduct, perhaps. Yep.
He did wave at me that time.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against.
So I think we've had 4 or 5 on the Crusaders and maybe 2 or 3 on the Highlanders. An unsportsmanlike penalty on an injury on the team that is injured. I guess not necessarily the player that is injured, but as the crowd will give their appreciation to the band that is packing up and leaving. We thank them and all the directors, all the parents of the students for entertaining us tonight. All the parents putting in the hours, shuttling them to practice, all the kids putting in the hard work practicing at home at school. So we thank you for the music tonight.
So 4th down and long, and I don't think they ever moved the ball for the unsportsmanlike, so we'll see where it ends up going after that. Looks like there's conversations between all the referees in the middle of where exactly to put the ball.
We might be looking at another 0-yard penalty here, Matt.
It would be possible.
Again, the 4th down will stay, most likely.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And it looks like we have another 0-yard penalty.
It should be a lot of things, and we've had a lot of shouldn'ts in this game. But
oh, maybe not.
All right, as we resume play, with just under 5 minutes to go, Crusaders are looking.
We're under 5 minutes. Clock's going to run here.
24 from the 31-yard line.
Got a couple guys about 15, 20 yards back trying to guard near the 1st down marker. As they will throw for it. That one's way short of the intended receiver. And a turnover on downs.
Looking to the right side.
1st down Highlanders will most likely just work. They probably need about a couple of 1st downs in order to run out the clock now with the running clock.
Inside 4.5 now. So again, looking forward to next week's game. St. Andrews going to move to 5-4 after tonight. Austin Crusaders going to drop to 4-5. Try to regain their 500 status. They have 2 remaining games to get there.
Oh, we have another flag.
I don't know what this would be. Perhaps. Yep. Breaking the huddle with 12.
Thanks for carrying us. Great work tonight.
Alrighty then, we'll move back 5 and try that again.
All right, with the penalty, that
Perhaps just keeping the clock running.
Perhaps.
Some gamesmanship. As we are at the 3:30 mark. Under center now. This is a new quarterback. We'll get the name there.
Andrew Childers. 12 is Andrew Childers.
They scored a lot.
So we have a new quarterback, Andrew Childers, in.
Okay, here we go.
And getting some snaps here. 2nd and 12. Corralling the high snap. McDaniel on the left side. And big hit.
Number 22, Jaquise McDaniel off the left side. That's going to go for a gain of around 8.
Again, while we have a moment, let's highlight the seniors again. We have a few of them tonight. We have Max Flint, we have Owen Gabb, Brooks Nelson, quarterback Sam Marsh, Ryder Runkle there on the offensive line, Tad O'Brien, and also joined by Gus Stratton, the center, and kicker Rangel, as there is a pass caught by Paradoza the second.
From Andrew Childers.
Pass and catch, getting the 1st down.
Adrian Paradoza the second. That's going to move the chains and bring the ball up to the 46-yard line.
Performance by all the seniors tonight. We saw Flint and Gabb really controlling the defensive line. We saw great pursuit. Saw a great offensive line movement from Stratton and Runkle. Also Brooks Nelson on that defensive line as well. And nothing doing here.
Just keeps the clock moving.
Yeah, just nearing the minute mark here. Again, we mentioned St. Andrews is going to be on the road next week out in spring. That game next week at 7. Austin Crusaders also going to be on the road up in Dallas. Their game is going to be on Saturday. Playing at 2 p.m. We have a player down, and we will step aside for our last break. Stay tuned. McDaniel making his way to the sideline under his own power, just very gingerly. Second and 12 upcoming, though, for the Highlanders.
So 2nd and 12 for the Highlanders.
Childers going to be under center here. Looks like we might have a timeout before.
Timeout called by the Highlanders. Leaves the clock at 39 seconds.
Yeah, Stratton was at the running back that
That
last
is
play.
correct. They're trying to put him back at running back, give him a chance to run.
It's always the offensive linemen, though. They have the footwork, though. Might be some speed there in those legs. Stratton just wanted to show it off. This will be the first shutout of the season, I believe, if it
That is
holds.
true.
I say if. That's pretty much a certainty when it holds.
Looks
That
like
might
they
be
have,
another broadcaster's jinx right there, Matt.
yeah. And Stratton again in the backfield, so we'll see if he finally gets his moment to shine in this final play.
So 2nd and a long 12 for the Highlanders.
This is probably the moment to shine here.
Yep, here we go.
There he is. Good power back.
And how about that?
This is the fun part where you get the seniors to play whatever position. They gotta get a little lenient. They get some leeway with the coaches.
Yep.
Able to play running back. Hey coach, I want to kick. I've been practicing kicks after practice.
And it looks like the Crusaders called a timeout.
And the Crusaders will call a timeout with 12 seconds left to play.
I'm not gonna say that that's a mean call, but I'm not gonna not say it.
So what I've seen done in the past, so he's saying to run the clock after the. I think the coaches are also, or not the coaches, the refs are trying to just continue the clock and not let that stand. So props to them. Anyway, this wild and crazy. We had many rules be made, many rules be broken tonight, but the main thing that matters is that the Highlanders scored 41 and the Crusaders scored 0. So Tyler Alsis and Matt Gilbert are going to sign off for the season. Matt, appreciate you sticking by me, and it was a pleasure to have you all season.
Thank you so much to both you and Vype for the opportunity. Yeah. Hope to see you guys again soon.
Yeah, this will definitely be a season to remember for the Highlanders. A great way to go out winning 41-0 on homecoming night. Thank you for sticking with us throughout this wild and crazy game on a Friday night. We hope you are safe and sound, and we hope you join us next year for another season of high school football here on Vype. We'll see you next season.
You're out tonight.